Welcome to the mysterious, omniscient, versatile, and essential, if not sound, podcast episode probably 16 for Move or Moves. And if I don't even label this one into the playlist, if not the thumbnail thing or whatever, that'll be fine. I didn't have to order it anyways. There wasn't even a legitimate order for the Human Game Console, so it was a little different. But I like that podcast on YouTube. I'll have this one be about resolving so-called maybe resolving, if not quote unquote once and for all, having some form of closure for the content creator approaches I have with quality content and even niche downing stuff and all that. That doesn't have to that doesn't have to even be the really the title, but it's kind of close to it along the lines of the silver lining. It's basically some kind of idealism of still talking and pursuing over the quality content thing and the you know improving sacrifice servitude, some stuff like that, soft skills that don't even have to be about YouTube but still are on it apparently, not just for self-improvement people like me. Self-improvement if even is still alive in 2023 plus, but the self-improvement trend kind of died down obviously, but that had its own reasons obviously. So but basically it's going to be about that. It's going to be about the claymation stuff, the philosophy stuff, and we're also going to talk a little bit longer about what I will do in the future by its own example with the claymation philosophy again. So we'll start with that actually because that sounds exciting. Some of you are still staying for 2 minutes into a podcast episode that's not even a legitimate podcast length for even the opposite reasons of the actual videos for either inverse reason. We'll talk about that first because it's exciting. The idea that the first idea I procrastinated on for claymation philosophy emerging for the talent niche and passion stuff was the video essay project, which was supposed to go into next year, take like 2 to 6 months to film it, or 1.5 to a whole year, 1.5 months to a whole year, not a year and a half. What the hell? That'd be fun, but not seriously. To pace myself with that project and be like, okay, we're going to randomly combine another Shallow's House anime claymation with Emilico from that anime, with Scout and Atticus Finch from the book movie Black and White one, anime and claymation again, and then have my own avatar animating the narration on the armature wire figure, and then still have another claymation ahead of that with either Good Evil Chronicles or Algebrees. And it's like, oh, well, probably Good Evil Chronicles if I get top that. If not, at least Emilico, Scout, and Atticus Finch, and myself truly, yours. Not yours truly, with that in mind. It's like, yeah, that was the view as a project. It was going to have my own dialogue, whether it makes sense or not. Really good writing, really interesting writing. Not going to even downplay myself like that, but, and even without dialogue, scenes will still be philosophical and deep, even if it's not understood even then, without dialogue. But that was the VSA project. If I progressed on that one, which I didn't promise I would do completely, I just said that would pace myself if I did it. And if I don't, then the other project in between that would be the 9-9 anime game, Steam game project, which was going to be a AMV video, which is, again, not actually an AMV, really, because the last time I did that with the Sabrina Teenage Secrets of the Teenage Witch music and the Dragon Claymation music and all that, from which Elena and Pirates of the Caribbean, that video, that montage with all those other scenes and edits, visual and audible, was not the only time I was going to do that, obviously. I made AMVs like that before as well, but this AMV will have all my favorite underrated animes clips in them, with the 9-9 realized theme playing in the background from that Japanese woman. And in the middle of the video is going to, if I make this claymation project, is actually going to have a claymation from 9-9 itself. Not Shane Acker's 9, not 9 rooms, 9 doors, 9 persons, but in the 9-9 game. And that's going to actually have, it's going to have Kujo and Sora alongside the main protagonist. And it's like the three of them are going to be like doing a little bit of movement. And that's going to last for about up to more or less than half a minute, 30 seconds. And it's like, that'll look pretty cool if I get around to that. And it will also be in its own video like they did the like, if you've seen the Tetsuji Blue claymation, it's going to be just like that. It'll have its own video on the same channel, but it'll also be in that VOS. It will be also in that AMV project. And so the AMV will have all my favorite actual anime scenes in the beginning, and then in the middle of it is going to have a 9-9 claymation, and the rest of the video is going to be more AMVs. Maybe for cartoons and vlogging stuff for some reason. So it's not even a real AMV not for anime or cartoons or vlogging, but it's all different. For wherever the 99 anime was going to apply with that. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about my ever so done over and over overkill ways of describing my niche, or not my channel progress and journey. You know, not even just in terms of YouTube, but that's different. But over time, I still have to care about quality content. Over time, I still have to care about what people want to watch. Over time, I still have to do uncomfortable, very, very difficult, and even unfortunate things I have to learn about. And no matter how on edge I am about trying to make those sacrifices and choices, and even the hard choices, and even that are ahead of me. But when people are like, you know, you can't even deal with this, how are you going to get the rest of this done? It's like, yeah, I know. I'm not judging the elders. I'm just saying it's like, it's a little different, but it's not how I say that. But just, I'm not judging the people who are older than me with more experience who say that stuff. It's just, if you know, you know. But like, but yeah, it's like, it's going to be like, I have to learn the hard lessons at some point, even with the alternative life lessons I have in mind and learned on my own time. The treasures I learned on accident, but in contrarian ways. Contrarian thinking, shouting out Jocko Wink podcast for the contrarian thinking in a good light, not necessarily if it was only for the bad ways, but this wasn't only a bad thing, obviously. It has insights for that. So thank you, Jocko. But that Jocko, I mean, the Navy SEAL guy. That Drywinger Creek School from Dwayne talked about, the cowboy guy. Anyway, both of them are pretty cool. It's both Dwayne and Jocko. So, with that in mind, with the servitude in mind, I'm happy because I say so. And I'm also, in terms of that, able to not worry about certain things, like on a financial level, on a romantic level, on even a actual survivalist level, or a passion level. If I get to do what makes me satisfied without worrying about passion too much at first, then maybe Dr. Wolf was right. Otherwise, I would like to have passion in the question, hopefully, but I at least have to be happy because I say so. But it's like, you know what I mean? We're going to end this video at 8 minutes if we can, but for the early end card, let's just say that we're going to put like 10 seconds for an end card and then the last seconds for something else. So for this part, for 40 to 50, okay. 40 to 50, let's think about this. Click on these two videos. This is the top one is a playlist, the bottom one is my subscribe part. These don't have anything. That's it. Anyways, if I don't have time. Extra end card. Yeah. Take care. That's it. What do you think I was going to do? Plan ahead like I always do? Not always, but still.